broke the cork off.
Oh, that's puke. Ugh.
Okay. I don't know what to do. Maybe I'm just sensing some umami on this. Because, ooh, mama, that's good. I still haven't found my first Blanton's. Hey, everybody. How's it going? It is Sunday night and time to do the Bourbcast. And we wrap up a series tonight. We're going to wrap up the Ernest Scarano stuff out of Elmore, Ohio. Again, it's something that you can only purchase there. And we're going to wrap it up with one called Whiskey Dick. Now, there's really only one thing that is the definition of Whiskey Dick. But if you look at the front of this bottle, it's a guy in a what's it called? The hat. God, all of a sudden I lost what the hat's called. Anyway, it's so there's one of two things happening in this photo. Either he's a detective, which they sometimes called a dick, or I almost said the name of the hat. Or he's lying to the lady. he's not able to perform because of the amount of whiskey he's had. Erectile dysfunction is a very serious thing, especially after you've had a lot of liquor. But anyhow, fedora. It's a fedora. He's wearing a fedora. That's what it's called. Yeah. So we're going to try this one. This is going to be the one that's going to wrap up the series. And then I'll tell you what we're doing next week. Oh, this one, by the way, I was gonna do this and I forgot to do it. Let me just do this real quick, just so I don't have it wrong. This is number 289. Number 289 that we're gonna do now. Unbelievable. After this, 11 left. Or 10 left, yeah, 11 left, because 90 counts as one. And we'll be at 300 episodes. I could never have guessed that we'd be going this long. All right. I did place a call to Ernest Scarano Distillery to ask some questions, and they did not call me. So I will tell you that's a little disappointing. But it's not unusual for the industry. If you call anybody asking questions about their whiskey, 9 times out of 10 you don't get a call back. Stephen Beam of Yellowstone gave me his card, said contact me. I called, I emailed, I texted, nothing. It is what it is. All right. So here's what it says on the website. On Ernest Scarano's website. Discover the rich and complex flavors of Whiskey Dick by Ernest Scarano Distillery. A unique whiskey that evokes memories of the great outdoors and the rugged spirit of adventure. Whiskey Dick's robust, smoky flavor is derived from a unique charcoaling process that combines the use of white oak barrels, resulting in a distinct and unparalleled flavor. That's only half the story. Now here's where it gets a little creepy, considering the name. Late night dreams by the lakefront with a roaring bonfire. Late night dreams. The warm envelopes you. The warm envelops you. The warm. They're using warm as a noun. The warm envelops you. As the smoke dances around you. This is the essence of Whiskey Dick. Okay. Hey, Kevin's watching. Hey, Kev. With its deep amber hue and inviting aroma, Whiskey Dick's strong notes of smoke and char slowly give way to a velvety texture, making way for a bold taste that lingers on the palate with a slightly sweet finish. A perfect choice for those who wish to elevate their drinking experience. Now, when I said that it wasn't the full picture to say that it's aged in white oak, it is aged in white oak, but that's not all. So it spends 90 days soaking in sugar maple. I found this on the World Wide Web. That is basically this whiskey dick, this rye, that is sitting for 90 days in sugar maple charcoal. And then it sits for 180 days in a 15-gallon hickory barrel. Now it says hickory, but I don't think they really meant that. That's something that I found online. No, that was found on their website, hickory barrel. But it also sits in a white oak barrel. So it's like 3 different casks. Well, 2 different casks in one jar of charcoal water. That is sugar maple charcoal chunks that rye whiskey soaks in, and they sell that charcoal. So you could barbecue over top of it or something like that if you want to barbecue with charcoal. It's charred wood, it's not charcoal, but they sell it for like $25 a bag at the distillery, and you get it and you can grill over top of it. So anyway, all right, let's get us a little whiskey dick. It's not me, it's them. It's them. This is 65% alcohol by volume. That is 130 proof. Charcoal mellowed, as you saw. White oak barreled, all natural, and then of course it soaks in that maple charcoal for 90 days. And something about a hickory barrel. Okay. Oh yeah, I don't like that nose at all. It's medicine-y, very astringent, almost like a paint thinner. It's the nose on this is not pleasant. We'll see. I like a Scotch. I like that peated. I like smoky. I like that. Laphroaig is one of the smokiest Scotches out there, and I love it. The Johnny Walker Blue is a nice smoky Scotch. That's probably my favorite Scotch. I do like a good Scotch, and I like that peat. Not everybody does. And then they had Campfire. High West, I think, put out something called Campfire. That was smoky. But this, I don't know how to feel about this. I'm going to try to give it a little more air. Yeah, that didn't really help. It's like nail polish remover. You know me. I love whiskey, and I try to give whiskeys their fair shot. I try to say nice things about them where I find nice things. I try not to be overly critical, and I've got a wide palate. I like a lot of what I try. So far, I am not holding out hope on this one. If you guys from Ernest Scarano are watching, again, this is an honest review. It's not anything against you guys. But the nose on this is not good. Out of area, how are you? We're reviewing the Ernest Scarano. It's out of our area. Maybe it's in your area. This is the Whiskey Dick. So far, not so good. There's some notes, maybe some, after you get past the nail polish remover, there's some like caramel. Oh, yeah, that's, all right, down the hatch. I'm scared. I don't like not liking whiskey. I like to like the whiskey. Whew. Wow. That's hot. Went right up in my nasal sinuses thingies. Wow. Okay. Whew. Everything I've tried from Ernest Scarano has been hotter than it seems. Now, this is 130. That's warm. The little bit of tasting I did, there was a distinct campfire taste, which was actually pretty nice. It was right in the center of my tongue while it was on my palate. What I'm left with afterwards is not as pleasant. Luke's watching. Hey, Luke. How are you, sir? Wow. Okay, all right. Let's try it again. Let's see what I can... I'm going to take a smaller swig this time. Bloom on it is very fast, very active. It got all over my tongue, all over everything, really fast. That burn was there. It kind of took me by surprise, actually, and that's why I'm taking a smaller swig this time. Goodness. 130 proof. There it is right there. A very slight hickory charcoal note that is reminiscent of a very nice campfire. And it's there and it's gone. And when it was there, it was really nice. The mouthfeel and everything that Ernest Scarano has is pretty good. This is a higher proof whiskey, so it's a little tough to hold it on your palate for a long, long time. This one wasn't so bad. That first swig really took me by surprise. And I think it was just probably too big, or I don't know. I haven't had whiskey for a few days, so maybe it has something to do with it too, but the finish on it is just not great. It's not horrible. The first swig was really not great. This one, I'm getting a little bit more used to it, but it's still not great. It's opening up a little bit too. That helps. For those of you who haven't seen it yet, let me go back to the photo so you can see what we did here. I tried to go with that detective theme, just in case they're trying to go with the idea that a Dick is a detective. I decided I was going to go with something that looks a little bit like, an old detective, like the guy. He's wearing that fedora, right? And he's got the girl behind him. And so I thought I'd just kind of make it look like he was at the end of the day, or if you're anything like the movies, the beginning of his shift. But we're going to pretend that he got back from a rough day. It's the end of the day, and he's gonna have himself a little swig while he rests back in that chair that's really got leather on top, and you lean back and it squeaks. Yeah, so that's the photo. That's what I did this time. All right. Yeah, the finish on this, it's got long legs. It's a long finish, and the longer the finish, the less I like the finish. It's really tough to find out. The first thing that comes to my mind is like paste. Now, I don't mean the minty paste that was tasty when you ate it in school. like when you lick the back of an envelope. That's kind of what I'm getting now on that finish, that long finish. So if you take an envelope and you put it over a campfire and then you seal it, yeah, that's kind of what it reminds me of. Okay, all right. Well, let's hit it again. Kevin, your Wi-Fi must be in and out. You're coming in and out and in and out and in and out. You got that new pad of yours, that new apartment or house or whatever you've got. Looks like a nice place. I don't know if you're on your phone or on Wi-Fi, but all right, one more. It's as soon as you swallow it. Excuse me. As soon as you swallow it, there's that neat hickory charcoal thing. And still there. And still there. Just a little bit, there's still there. And it's gone. That's how long it lasted. And for that brief moment in time, it was interesting. It's not good, but it was interesting. I hate to do this. Well, let's finish. Let's finish the Bourbcast. Let's get through it. We're just gonna. Jordan's watching. Hey, Jordan. Ahoy there. From kind of mid-central western Florida. Glad you're with us tonight. Has ridden through 2 hurricanes now that I'm aware of. Refuses to leave his home, but he's. I mean, I don't think his trees even lost a branch last time. I'm gonna do 3 drops this time. Just because I want to see what it does. Sometimes 2 would just open it up. I think I want to go a little further this time. Okay, so once again, this is Whiskey Dick from Ernest Scarano Distillery in Elmore, Ohio. You cannot order it. You have to get it at, well, you can order it, but you have to pick it up at the distillery. They don't ship. I think they probably ought to, because some of the others in the series, this is the Widmer Rye. This is only an 8-month, but it's really pretty decent, honestly. This is a nice bottle, but the one that's the creme de la creme, the one that really I'm in love with, is this one, the Old Homicide. This is a 4-year. Same mash bill as everything else, but it's a 4-year, and it's 140 proof. It's what we call a hazmat bottle. It's hot. And this one I just really, really, really like. This could go in my top 10 of the year. Not my top 10 total, but my top 10 of the year. Maybe. I don't know. Well, this will not. And towards the end of the year, we will be covering what the top 5 were versus the lower 5. And that means I have to go through them all again and just see what was there. And I'm sure I've finished most of them, and you're not going to see the bottle again. This one's going to take me a while to finish. Larry's watching. How are you? I got started a little bit on time, Larry. I got started at 7 instead of 7:30 or 8 or 8:30 or 10. I didn't have as much to do today, so I got to kind of start it on time. We're starting to get into a little bit of a groove. I can't guarantee that groove is going to continue, because, you know, once we get past the holidays and things are back to normal again, who knows? All right. Okay, so this is the Whiskey Dick with a little water on it. There's just no good way. God, jeepers. Jordan's talking. The more you describe it, the more it sounds like the whiskey, don't remember the name, that backed me off of bourbons for years. This isn't going to back me off of bourbon, because I love a good bourbon. This just isn't one. And it's not a bourbon anyway, it's rye. Severely dislike. Yeah. You know, there are bottles I severely dislike more than this one. You will never, ever, 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 ever get me to like this. Caribou Crossing, this is nasty. Southern Comfort, frickin' nasty. Oak and Eden, the Bourbon Inspire, ew. I know I keep going back to the same ones, but geez. So there are some whiskeys I definitely do not like. That one back there, that's down on the lower there, that's the H. Derringer. It's That's a decanter. You buy that for the... Although, the Derringer was still better than the Caribou Crossing. Go back and watch that one. You'll see. I'll put a link to it for the YouTube video. By the way, if you're not going to YouTube and you know reliving those videos there, they disappear on Facebook after 30 days. Facebook won't keep a live video. So if you want to see these videos again, ever, to show somebody else or whatever, they're all on YouTube at Beautiful Bourbon. So yeah, that Derringer, not good, but better than Caribou Crossing. I'm telling you. Okay, so with water, it actually did get a little bit better. It's not good, but it got better. It rounded those flavors out, so that campfire taste kind of stuck around a little bit longer, is a little bit more indicative of the flavor of the whiskey. It's not a flavor I want necessarily in a whiskey, but it's less horrible on water. Yeah, the smoke they're trying to go for here just overwhelms everything else. I'm not catching caramels, I'm not catching vanillas, I'm not catching cinnamons. Yeah, the wood. The wood is all I'm getting off of this. I like complexity. This does not have that. If I want to drink something that tastes like a campfire, this is going to be good for that. Especially on water. It did get better on water, and I could see myself drinking this if I'm sitting in front of a campfire and want that smoky flavor. This is interesting. It's not one I'll ever recommend. If somebody says, "What do you think of that whiskey, Dick?" I'm going, "Don't do it." You should go there and try it. If you happen to be in the Elmore, Ohio area, try it. This is, I'm sorry guys, this is just not a good one. But we still have things to do, so I'll finish this up. Let's just give me a break here. Yeah. All right. Again, I'm thinking of ways to, like, do the detective thing. So, you know, an old scratched up glass. This was my friend Mike's glass. He's not with us any longer, so sometimes when I use his glass, I like to tell you that it's Mike's glass. Mike is with me very often, not just in the glass. He gave me some boots, and he gave me some knowledge, and he gave me some memories. So I'm appreciative to Mike, but this is his glass. And I don't know that he ever drank. He might have had a beer every now and then, but he just was not a drinker, as far as I know. Good man, though. Very much missed. So I like pulling out his glass just so I can, if for nothing else, remember him for a little bit. I hope this whiskey in his glass doesn't suck on ice. let's just be real. Mike, I'm sorry if this sucks. Little finger stir. I got chastised. I got a viewer in Albuquerque. Nice guy, super guy. Promotes the show a lot. This is the YouTube side of things. And he really, he's been with me pretty much from the start. And it was, I think 2 weeks ago, I did the Old Homicide, and I forgot that, or maybe it was the Widmer. Anyway, one of the two that I forgot to do the finger stir. I just put it in there and I did it this way. And that was that, and I heard it. I got in trouble because there was no finger stir. When you do something and it becomes a thing, you got to stick with the thing. You can't not thing it. 289 of these. My liver's got to be this freaking big. Okay. All right. So this is the, again, there's no good way to say it. It's Whiskey Dick on Ice. Okay. Nope. It's just the same thing, only colder. Scott. Hey, Scott, how are you, sir? I'm sorry I don't have a better report for you, Scott. This is not nummy. This is just not nummy. To me. Everybody's palate is different. But again, as Kevin, who's watching, will tell you, his palate is what his palate is, and he and I agree on a lot. But there's some things that he and I do not agree on. I can drink a wider swath of whiskeys than he can. He's got this profile that he really likes, and outside of that, he doesn't like them. Kevin, you're going to hate this one. Just telling you. They've got the Maumee Valley Whiskey Society's got a Christmas party coming up. I will bring this. I would be curious if I can make it. I think I can make it. But I would be curious as to what the rest of the Bourbon Society would think of this particular bottle. I'll bring along the communion cups, so you can have just a little tiny swig, and you're going to hate it. I guarantee it. If you like it, I'll be amazed, but you won't like it. All right, one more now that it's cooled down a little bit more. Kevin says, watching from the Whiskey Lounge with the executive members, we put together a wonderful Advent calendar for this year. I have been wanting to do that. This year, I might actually be able to, if you save me one. Things have gotten a little bit better, if you know what I'm talking about. So, the Maumee Valley Whiskey Society, they have been so supportive of this show, and of me specifically, me personally. And my gratitude is unbound. So, check them out. They have a Facebook page. They're online. They have a regular website as well. They have a lounge. You know what I might do? They encourage their members to contribute a bottle to the lounge. I would never be invited back. Nah, never. Never. It's a great group of guys and gals. You've heard, we talk about Shala. Shala's with us every now and then. She's not with us yet tonight. At least not that I've been able to see, but she's a member. Really great folks. And like I said, they've been very supportive. So check them out online, the Maumee Valley Whiskey Society, especially if you're from Northern Ohio. If you're from elsewhere, it may be a little tough to appreciate them so much. But if you're in the northern half of Ohio, it's something you ought to check out. Yeah, no. It just never got any better. So my Thursday night group is on hiatus till after Thanksgiving. We'll probably get back the week after Thanksgiving, or maybe even the week after Thanksgiving. I'm gonna make them try this. I'm spitting. I'm gonna make them try it. All right, so you want to know what's coming up next? I'll tell you. It's gonna be better than that. I don't mean to keep just grinding the salt in the wound. If Ernest Scarano, if you're watching, I'm sorry. That's not good. Now, this is a 2021 purchase. I don't imagine they've done anything different from then to now as far as the whiskey making. The label is different. It no longer has this guy looking sus. He's looking sus on the front with the woman in behind. Now this guy is walking on the label. He's walking down the street, almost like the cover art on the Exorcist movie. Yeah, he's a little less sus. Yeah. Hey, Henry's watching. Hey, Henry, how are you, sir? Thank you for watching. We're almost done. I'm going to say what's coming up next week. Okay. What did I do with it? Oh, there it is. So Single Barrel Saturday came along, and a friend of mine was out traveling, and he says, look, I can get some of the stuff that you want on Single Barrel Saturday, but I can get it while I'm out of town, and it's going to be less money than Single Barrel Saturday. So we went, okay, all right, let's do it. So just as an aside, I'm kind of stoked about this. I do like other spirits. It's not just going to be bourbon all the time for me. I do like vodka. I do like gin. I do like tequila. And this one is kind of one that has me has me a little bit jazzed. This is the Corazon. Now, Corazon is not great tequila. It's not like a Don Julio or a Patron, right? It's not like I can't think of the one in the blue bottle. I mean, those are beautiful, beautiful tequilas. Lovely tequilas. This one is the Corazon. It is a single barrel reposado. So the names, you've got Silver, that is an unrested tequila. It hasn't been in a barrel, it's made, and here it is on the shelf. Delicious, nothing wrong with it. Then you've got Reposado. Reposado means rested. So anywhere between like 3 and 6 months it's going to rest in typically a bourbon barrel. And then you've got Anejo, which means aged. And that could be anywhere from, say, 6 months to 9 months to maybe a little over a year, where it's aged in those bourbon barrels. This one is a Reposado, which means it's rested for 3 to 6 months. This one is rested in an E.H. Taylor bourbon barrel. So, and it's a single barrel from Corazon. So I'm a little excited about this. I picked this one up after what OHLQ calls Single Barrel Saturday. They only do it a couple times a year. I think maybe only once a year in the fall. But it's a very, very popular. They always have like one bottle that they didn't tell you about that shows up. And like last year it was Weller 12. I think maybe this year it was something else. Might have been Weller 12 again. I don't know. But anyhow, so I'm kind of excited about that. I haven't tried it yet, but I will. The one that we're going to try next week is one that my friend picked up in another area. And this is the Angel's Envy Single Barrel Private Selection. It's 116 proof. And I do love me some Angel's Envy. I'm not a fan of the rye anymore. When I first tried that Angel's Envy rye, I was like, yes, mama. No, mama, not anymore. Not anymore. It's too sweet. It's so brown sugar and just so sweet. Blah. It's just blah. It's just too much. Friends of mine love it, and that's great. That's great. I'm glad they like it. I'm happy for them. I do not. I can have like a swig of it, and then I'm done. I mean, Woodford Reserve Double Oak gives me similar sweetness, just without the diabetes. Just, goodness gracious. Anyhow, so this is the one we're going to be doing next week. Again, this is the Angel's Envy, the single barrel private selection, and it's 116 proof. And I'm anxious to get back to a on that Ernest hard pass. Yeah, you know, you got to try it. You got to try it. You got to be able to say, I tried it. You have to be open-minded enough, Kevin, to say, I tried it. It was awful. I hated it, but I tried it. And it takes a lot for me to say I don't like a whiskey, but I don't like this one. I don't like this one. I don't. You can't make me. Anyway, this is what's coming up next week. I'm looking forward to this one. I'm looking forward to drinking something else to remind me that I like whiskey. Because that's not it. I'm so mean. That's so mean. It's not. Yes, it is. I was going to say it's not that bad, but yes, it is. Yes, it is that bad. It's not good. It's an interesting idea. It doesn't work. Ugh. Okay. I'm done being mean. I got to stop being mean. That's just not nice. I can tell them I don't like what they do without being a jerk about it, right? I can do that. It's okay. Don't like it. Don't hate it. Hate's a very big word. There are degrees of hate. I don't hate it. Again, Caribou Crossing was much worse, but this is not good. Not good. All right. We'll see you next week with This Angel's Envy. I am looking forward to that. And then we got some really nice whiskeys coming up beyond that. Just so you know, I was able to pick up this Wild Turkey. This is the Wild Turkey Kentucky Spirit. This is 101 proof. I picked this up. This is coming up. And I also have a Elijah Craig Toasted Barrel that I've never opened. It's only 94 proof, but it's toasted. And I do like me a toasted barrel. I do like those. So those are coming up in the future. I got 11 left, and we're at episode 300. So we're trying to figure out what we're going to do for episode 300. I had one person suggest that I ought to do something horrible. And I haven't decided necessarily that I want to do something horrible. Because that would be like the last Seinfeld episode or the last Lost episode. Is, you know, why build up for 300 episodes and then end it with puke? Because that's what Lost did, and that's what Seinfeld did. Now, I'm not saying necessarily that we're going to stop at 300. I haven't made up my mind on that one yet. It all depends on you guys and whether you think we ought to keep going, and if I can find more whiskeys that I haven't tried. There are some that I see out there, but we're starting to get to the point where I've tried almost everything on the shelf. So I have to make some decisions. Can I make it to 400? Another 400 weeks? Can my liver make it another 400 weeks? I don't know. Or another 100 weeks to 400. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I'm not making it. There was a guy. So I ordered a graphic on a barrel head that was supposed to hang back there, like in March. And here it is November, and I still don't have it, and I'm like 11 episodes away from number 300, and I still don't have it. So if I decide to wrap it up at episode 300, and then the barrel head comes in, I'm like, why did I spend a couple $100 on this thing? So be careful who you buy from. I talked to the guy on the phone. He seems super nice. Really disappointed that it's been this long, 8 months, and I still haven't gotten my barrel head with my logo on it. So I may have to go another 100 episodes anyway, just to get a little bit of ROI out of my expense on my barrel head. So dude, if you're watching, don't make me. I'm saying, don't make me. I will. Now you can interpret that however you want. There's no violence intended. I'm not a violent guy. But I will tell you that I know many, many lawyers that like me. That's all I'm saying. Hey, Ellen's with us. Yeah, so Ellen, we're about done. She says, hey there, good to be able to join finally. And I'm like, see ya. And with that in mind, see ya.